Keep it
right now with us.
Found the Black Sphere.
James Brown! What's up, KJ?
Oh man, I'm just combing out my James Brown wig, so a little bit late today.
Yeah, well, apparently Maxine Waters is now the new Rosa Parks after Bill O'Reilly dared criticize her hair.
Hey, can't help herself. I think that's hysterical.
Yeah.
By the way, she absolutely does look like she's wearing James Brown's hairstyle.
Sorry,
so,
it does.
But look, the left they have to jump on something. If somebody had criticized Barbara Bush, because she had kind of bouffant white hair or something, and said she looked like, Liberace's grandma or something, nobody'd say a word. They really wouldn't. I mean, it would just be, now there would be some people that would say, you don't want to talk about women or this or that. But for the most part, it would just be no big deal. And for the record, this is no big deal. Actually, I think it's funny that O'Reilly, he's going to probably end up catching quite a bit of grief over this.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that he actually, it hit him and it struck him in a very comedic way to say, she looks like James Brown. And there's probably not a person on the planet who didn't go, you know what, she kind of does. But it's still considered, bad taste because, well, after all, I don't know if you know this, Jamie, but Maxine Waters is black.
Yeah.
And I know this because she's a member of the Congressional Black Circus.
Of course, it's not bad taste to go on the floor of the Senate and call half of America unpatriotic.
Yeah, well, it's, here again, that's the left wanting you to believe that they have some moral high ground or whatever in terms of how they deal with the country. When you have witnessed everything that they've done, the only thing you can do is double down. You can only try to rationalize the level of idiocy. So let's run through the litany. Letting in illegals. We know what comes over with them. You can tell me all day long, hey, there's a bunch of good people that come over. Fantastic. But what about the people that die at the hands of these guys? And there's lots of crime. Most of the gang-related crime has to do with the Zetas and the MS-13 gangs and people like that. And even if you're living in an area in West County where you don't experience it, trust me, on the south side of Chicago, the east side of Chicago, they're going through it. In Detroit, they're going through it. In big cities, Houston, Dallas, they're going through this. So the left pretend these things don't exist, but they do. The act of bringing in Muslim terrorists through refugee resettlement, that is a real problem. And the left wants to ignore it. They ignore the fact that these kids end up in schools, making bad schools worse, because where do these kids go to school? They go to school in black and Hispanic neighborhoods. They don't go to West County. They're not going into the Beverly Hills. So you can look at every single thing these people do, and it's idiotic. The only way to describe it is to say only a moron would do that. But that's why they double down, because they have to make you believe that that's a good idea, humanitarian.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and that's the thing. This is another distraction. I mean, even Hillary jumped on the bandwagon and wound up tweeting about it. And these folks are all bottom feeders, and they just wait for that opportunity to kind of start to create something out of nothing.
Hillary Clinton, she's got to come to, it's her duty, her responsibility as an elitist white woman to come to the aid of black women like April Ryan, who, of course, was demeaned by Sean Spicer, if you saw that press conference. And then, of course, Maxine Waters, who was, criticized, it was a racist criticism of her.
Right.
It wasn't just a criticism, it was racist. But you leave it to a white woman to go, hey, look, I got to take this professional journalist and a congresswoman, and only I can bring to the attention of the public exactly how bad this is. And it's the equivalent of Nancy Pelosi saying she's staying around because she needs to make sure she protects Obamacare.
Yeah.
Because, it takes Nancy Pelosi to protect a former black president who's risen to the highest office in the land. She's got to hang around just in case that poor little Negro needs some help. That's the type of condescension that I can't stand by these guys.
Well, and April Ryan, I listened to the news conference, and she clearly, the minute he called on her, she was like, you seem mad. And it's like, come on, girl. You really, we got to go through all this? Just be serious.
Not to interrupt you, Jamie. She was completely rude.
Yeah.
She kept asking repetitive. It was like a machine gun question, and there was no question. She had an agenda. She says, what are you guys going to do to fix this perception? Whose perception? your perception. So I'll give you a good example. Right now, they're telling you the Republicans are in disarray. Donald Trump, remember the transition? His transition team is in disarray. Now, his White House administration is in disarray. And you know what the DNC just did? They fired everybody.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
crazy.
So
yeah.
Here again, Jamie, they're telling you what's going on with them. Who's in disarray? The people who cleaned house. Not the first time, not the second time, the third time. There's been 3 DNC chairs in less than a year.
Right.
But the Republicans are struggling.
All right, man. Kevin Jackson, we'll see you Saturday night, 10 to midnight, at Kevin Jackson TBS. Always great talking to you. I appreciate you joining us, brother. Thanks so much. It's Common Sense Radio. Skip Weber on the way.